Hello and welcome. This is Crazy's Casual Corner, and I am your host, Crazy, and this is my corner. Today, we are talking about a game called Undertale. How can I talk about it when everything under the sun has already been said about this game? The writing is charming and creative, the characters have wonderful personalities that are easy to latch onto, and the music! Well, instead of repeating what many people have already said, I'm going to share a story with you all today. The story of my very first time playing Undertale. We begin this story just before I was introduced to the game. At this point, the game had just released for PlayStation, and my brother had already been playing it extensively. For me, on the other hand, I hadn't played it at all, and I hadn't really thought about it either. I was just going about my business and my day-to-day life, and when it came to games, I never really thought too deeply about NPCs. Yeah, they were there, and they played an important role in the story, but consider Halo for a moment. At this time, whenever I would play Halo, I thought it would be funny to blow up or shoot my friendly Marines. I mean, if you think about it, it was funny, the way they reacted and responded to being shot or whatever. The point of it is, I really didn't have any emotional connection to them, so I would mess with them. It wasn't just Halo either, it was basically any NPC in any game that I played. For the most part, I would end up going around killing and doing whatever in any video game, without any emotional connection. That is, until my little brother introduced me to a little game called Undertale. The way he did this was pretty straightforward. He basically came up and talked to me, and invited me to play it in his room on his PlayStation. I took this opportunity to try out a new game and spend time with one another, so I accepted the offer. When I first started the game, there was a few things I didn't expect myself to do that I did. For instance, for whatever reason, while he was watching me play, I narrated the whole thing. Every character that spoke, whatever I read, I decided to read it out, and that was pretty out of character for me at the time. One of the other things I wasn't expecting was when my brother told me not to kill anything. So after he told me this, I basically did everything he said if I needed help and continued along. While listening to what he said, going through the game, I found myself getting emotionally attached to every character I ran into. Now, you see, this had never happened to me before while playing. I played games just to play. They were in a video game, so why did killing NPCs matter? Well, I mean, in the long run it doesn't. At least, I thought so at the time. While playing Undertale, I began to feel my malicious intent that I have had up until this point begin to dull. It made me question why I even did it in the first place. Why don't I have any emotional attachment to any characters that I've run into up to this point in different games? Going through this game with my brother watching me and kind of guiding me, and with me narrating and making him laugh and spending that time with him changed the way that I look at and appreciate games forever. That one instance in my life completely changed my perspective. It changed the way I even played games from then on. Suddenly, instead of being this heinous force that went through a video game, I took a moment to think, what am I doing to these NPCs? Why am I doing it? And what impact is it having on them? And I began to emotionally invest in pretty much every NPC that I would encounter in the future games to come. I even completely refused to do any run other than a pacifist run in Undertale because that's how emotionally invested I was into the characters. When playing through this game for today's video, I narrated again, saying everything that was said in game, but this time to myself. I also did a pacifist run as well, so I could see my favorite ending, but I found myself, while playing the game, missing my brother being there in the background, and it made me realize how much more fun it was to go through it with him and how much I appreciate him. It's these little things in life that you attach memories to that make you remember your appreciation for someone, your feelings towards that person, or just how fun it was. A lot of times I'll end up forgetting whatever the memories are attached to a certain thing until I do that thing again, and that's what this game is for me. Every time I see it played or I play myself, I remember that very first time that I started to play with my brother when he introduced it to me. I remember how deeply infatuated we got with the game, the characters, and all of the above. So much so that we dug into fan fictions of it, fan-made remixes of the music, fan-made mods, we even dressed up for Halloween as each of the characters that we liked. My friend was the main character Frisk, I was Papyrus, and my brother was Sans. I remember that being one of the best Halloweens that I have ever had, and it is a very fond memory that I keep with me. Now that I have this opportunity here in the corner, I'm going to hang up this fond memory to share with each of you, and so that it may spark other people's memories as well. I owe this game quite a lot, for both giving me the opportunities that it did to spend time with my brother and bring us closer, but also for completely changing my perspective and how I played games. Not to say that I still don't have the side of me where I like to disconnect and blow stuff up or do whatever in games, but it did show me the other side of the coin. It showed me that I could get attached to characters in a way that I didn't think was possible at the time. I won't be taking that lesson or the opportunities and experiences that it has given me for granted. Sometimes you can learn some really important lessons from some unexpected places, and I fully didn't anticipate what I was walking into when my brother first introduced me to Undertale. To me, this game will always have a special place in my heart for the opportunities that it has given me and the lessons that I've taken from it. And I can't thank Undertale or my brother enough for giving me these opportunities and lessons. With that being hung up here in the corner, dear listener, our time together is now coming to an end. But don't be sad, as the corner is always available to you. So even if I myself am not here, at the very least you will have Past Crazy to keep you company. So feel free to come have a look at the memories we've made together, and if you'd like to, feel free to leave your own thoughts in the comments below. I'd like to hear from you. And just remember, I appreciate all of you and I am proud of each of you. I hope you're all having a good time whenever you're listening, and thank you for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.